Today we are making a classic, Martha Stewart's eggnog. I have seen it all over online, but I've never tried it. So today we are going to see if it tastes as good as it looks. My name is Alyena and welcome to my kitchen. So Martha's recipe is a fairly large batch of eggnog and it's also very boozy. The first thing you need is your eggs. So here I just have 12 egg yolks. Don't throw away your egg whites, we will be using those later. And you're going to want to use a fairly large bowl. And to my egg yolks, I'm just going to add 1.5 cups of superfine sugar. There we go. Because eggnog has to be a little bit sweet. And now we are going to beat this for about a minute or two until it becomes a pale yellow color. Whew. And I will say that is your arm workout of the day. Now that this is a nice yellow, light yellow color, we can add in our milk. If you are lactose intolerant, this might not be your recipe, or you're gonna need to take some lactate, because the next thing we're adding in is 1 quart or 4 cups of just whole milk. And I'm going to keep stirring as I add this in, and you just want to slowly add in your milk and whisk it in. Next, we're going to just be adding in our heavy cream, and it is also a quart of heavy cream, so 4 cups. I'm going to start with adding in 2 cups of heavy cream. Also whisking while you do it. And I might need a bigger bowl, but luckily I have one right over here that we're transferring this to in just a minute. 2 more cups of heavy cream going in. Okay. And now I think that is enough dairy for now. And now I'm going to make it boozy, but because my bowl is fairly full, I'm going to just transfer it over to a larger bowl. Now that we have done our transfer, it's time to make it a little bit boozy. And if you've seen Martha's recipe, it is a very boozy eggnog, so I'm excited. And I accidentally bought, when I was making this, I read her recipe wrong. I thought it was brandy instead of bourbon. So I bought a gigantic bottle of brandy for this recipe. Come to realize I needed bourbon. So luckily my dad's a bourbon guy, so I took this from him. Probably won't be very pleased, but hopefully I can win him over with the eggnog. So we need 3 cups of our bourbon. So while whisking, I'm also gonna add in my bourbon, not brandy, bourbon. Oops, there we go. And that's not boozy enough, not in Martha's opinion. So now we're gonna take our cognac and we're going to add 2 cups of cognac. I now see why she recommends only having 1 serving of this. Give her a little stir. I have to say this smells and looks delicious. I'm so excited. I really am feeling the season now. And the last thing you need is some dark rum. So I'm going to add 1/2 cup of my dark rum. 1/2 cup of dark rum going in. And one of the great things about this is because it is so boozy, it can store in your fridge. I was reading you could store it up for like a month if you put alcohol in your eggnog. I don't know if I would test that, but at least for a week. So I'm actually going to be giving this as presents and gifts to my family because I can't drink all this eggnog. It's a bit big for me. So we're not done yet. This is optional, but I love how Martha adds a whipped topping. So we're gonna go grab those egg whites and some more heavy cream. So now I am back. I have 2 cups of heavy cream because we can't get enough heavy cream, as well as 12 egg whites over here. And I'm going to start actually by making my whipped cream. So I'm just going to beat this together until stiff peaks form. Now that these have stiff peaks, I'm actually just going to swap my bowls and get started on my egg whites and do the exact same thing. You want to whip these until stiff peaks form, which will take you about a minute or two. So here we go. As you can see, our egg whites are now nice and stiff peaks. You can see that wiggle keeps its form. Now we're just going to gently fold this into our whipped cream. And you know what I just realized? This is actually a high protein drink because we got 12 eggs in this. That's healthy, right? And once you've folded your egg whites and your whipped cream together, we can add this right into our punch bowl. Because some people top their eggnog with whipped cream, but I really like using the egg yolks or the egg whites just because I feel so wasteful just throwing them away, or I can make an omelet with them, but I feel like it's nice to have them in there. Every part is used. Now we're just going to add in our whipped cream mixed with our whipped egg yolk. Why do I keep saying egg yolks? Egg whites to our punch bowl. And you can gently fold these into it. That's kind of what Martha does. I also think it's pretty having it all on the top like this. It looks like a nice whipped cream layer. As Martha says, you have to serve your eggnog on some ice, which I completely agree with. And now it is time to pour ourselves a glass. I am so excited to taste this. And last but certainly not least is a dash of nutmeg on top. Now I have to say, this looks absolutely delicious. It really puts me in that holiday spirit having some eggnog. So let's try it. That's delicious. Martha Stewart, she knows what she's doing. It's definitely boozy, and it will be hard only having one of these. I might have two, but it's so delicious. The whipped cream topping adds a lot to it because I've done it before where I just add egg whites. Mixing it with the whipped cream makes it so much better texture-wise. With the little nutmeg on top, all the flavors work amazingly well together. And this is probably the best eggnog I've ever had. This is so delicious. So if you would like to see some more of my holiday cocktail recipes, there will be a playlist right here or over here. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a happy holiday. Cheers!